So has it sunk in yet that your next college game will be your last college game? What kind of emotions are running through your head?
I'm fortunate to get to play another game in this bowl game. I don't think it's really set in yet. Was a little worried after the last game at home, at Rice, that me and the guys would be a little sad, but maybe it'll happen after this last bowl game, but not too worried about it.
After Coach Clem left for UCLA, you've been working with Coach Suan, who coached offensive line for June out at Hawaii for a couple of years. What's his teaching style like? How's it different in the meetings or out on the field with Coach Suan running the show for you guys?
Well, I think Coach Clem, he's just out recruiting. I didn't know he was – is he at UCLA? Is he at UCLA?
Allegedly.
Okay. Well, crap. Yeah, it's been fun with Coach Suan as the coach, I guess. No, he was the old O-line coach at I think back at Hawaii, and he knows everything. He's been there, done it before, and just kind of this last 4 days, really been taking the time to work on technique with the young guys and get them prepared. Anytime you get to have these extra practices like this for a bowl game, you can do that with these young guys, and Coach Suan is great, and we're going to roll into the game with him as our O-line coach.
I was going to say, obviously you have a veteran line, the most experienced line in the country. How much coaching is he doing at this point, or are you basically coaching yourselves and cleaning up your own technique and letting him work exclusively with the young guys?
Like I said, sometimes you can forget to go back to the basics and just work on the little stuff, and that's what we're using these days, kind of all going back to the basics, even as veterans, working with the young guys, going back to zero sets, rows, Lou, regular stuff that we were doing when we were freshmen. And obviously the veterans will pick that up faster, and it's kind of like second nature to us, but those young guys are learning, seeing us doing it.
What do you make of the coaching situation at Pitt? Their coach left yesterday to go to Arizona State. Their defensive coordinator is asked to be the interim, has been asked to be the interim head coach for the bowl game, and he knows a lot of you guys from his days at Tulsa. But can you sort of put your head into what that might be like? They've got most of their coaches are gone, I think.
Well, I'm not going to lie. I haven't had cable at my apartment for quite some time, because I've been too lazy, didn't want to have to pay those bills, but so I've been getting texts from girlfriends, family, about this little coaching fiasco. I just find it odd that the two schools out of 117 or however many college teams are on D1, our coaches were in the mix for that little Arizona State thing, but I don't think about it. Coaching jobs are rarely permanent, and anytime you can receive more money or a better place to provide for your family, and then so do it, and I really don't stick my nose in all that. Just work on practicing. Nothing's going to change for me and the veteran guys, and nothing's going to change, especially me as a senior. It's easy to look at it from my perspective. Is I just want the best for the coaches and whatever, It's I'm going to practice and play the same regardless who's coaching me. I can have you coach me, and I probably still. I
really don't want that.
Probably don't want that, but I'm a fifth-year senior. I don't know what else is going to change or what more we need to do. So,
you mentioned you're a veteran guy. You got a lot of veterans on the line. Is the practice and preparation for this, your third bowl game, any different from last year or the first time around in Hawaii?
Since it's a little later game, we kind of get this break in the middle where we get to go enjoy Christmas with our family. And but like I said, since it's all the way in January 7th, it does give us more time to work with those young guys. But when we come back from our Christmas break, we're hitting it. We're rolling right into it, and those will be our main practices where we really hone into what Pitt does and develop our scheme and to attack them and bring it to them.
Most of this week has been dedicated to giving the young guys reps on the line and everywhere else. And Coach Jones has been saying that you, as the older guys, have been sort of assistant coaches. Yeah. So of the young offensive linemen, who's jumped out at you? Who's been impressive to you?
I like Taylor Lasecki, not only because he has that full man beard, but because he's physical, he's learning, he wants to play football. I really like him, and he's at the same position as me, and he's going to be an up-and-coming guy. Chris Weeks is another guy that's really coming into his role as an offensive tackle. And he plays powerful, he's strong, and he continues to work on his flexibility. And really all those young guys got so much potential, and they're so big and they're athletic. but they just got to, work on the fundamentals and a lot of the mental aspect of the game, because physically they're all big enough and can play, but mentally they got to get prepared.
So they'll be able to pick up next year with the absence of all you old men finally graduating?
Absolutely. They're going to have to. They're going to have to.